Okay, hello everybody and welcome back to VDRL. Today we're here in Portugal for Tier 2 Round 5. Expected attendance expected to be a full grid today. Our first ever full grid in VDRL here. Exciting race ahead of us. So let's go on ahead and check the calendar and then we can check out some other stuff and do the pre-race interviews. So the calendar. Before this, we had Australia with DMAG winning his second race and now leading the championship for the first time ever. Very great result for him. Next round, we will have Bahrain, which will be a sprint on the 3rd of May. Now, let's see the standings from last race. We see DMAG taking the championship lead with 66 points. Meshu right behind him, only 4 points separating them with 62 points. Ferrari leading the Constructors' Championship with 106 points. McLaren behind them by 20 points on 86. Red Bull behind them by another 26 points on 60 points. Now let's see the previous race results. DMAG taking his second win in VDRL. Here you can see his driver number, his just about him, and yeah, so Meshu taking a close P2 with some penalties. Berlana's taking a podium and the fastest lap. Young Victim in the Aston Martin reserving for them, of course, taking P4. Barca Boy P5 in the Haas. Mr. Sauni taking P6. Infinity taking P7. Reese taking P8. Beeful taking P9. And everybody below him DNF'd. Now, let's check out the previous quali results and then we can head on to the pre-race interviews. So, here are the previous quali results. Meshu taking pole position by 4 tenths, so maybe he can take it here again. We will have to see about that. Everyone seems to be pretty quick here. Everyone in the post-race interviews last time was saying that this is a good track for them, so this should be a close qualifying session we are going to head on to very soon in about 6 minutes. So now let's head on to the pre-race interviews, and I'm gonna ask the DMAG, Meshu, and Akahor to join the voice chat, the commentary box. Okay, DMAG, Akahor, and Meshu. Okay, so first we are going to be talking with A cohort, then we're going to be talking with DMAG, and then we're going to be talking with Meshu if he will join because he's not in the voice chat at the moment. So A cohort, can you hear me?
Yes, I can.
Your first race back in VDRL as a commentator last season, and I'm pretty sure your last race you did here was preseason testing in season 1 where you took pole position. So good to see you back, and how are you feeling going on to this race?
Yeah, well, thank you for those. I mean, not kind words, but thank you for the encouragement first of all. And yeah, I'm feeling not that good about this track, but we'll see what we can do. And yeah, as I saw from other people, these guys are very fast for tier 2. Obviously, the 116.7s, 8s, and like 4 sometimes, and yeah, crazy times, to be honest. I only could do a 116.9, but I mean, I'm feeling pretty good. It's sunny outside, so hopefully it's not going to be raining in the game, and yeah, we'll see what you can do.
Yeah, we'll have to see about the weather. And one last question before we let you go here ahead of qualifying. A lot of people seem to be looking at you and seeing that you're a quick driver. Uh, so, what do you think about that? And how do you feel just about them talking very good about you?
Yeah, well, I would like to thank everybody for, saying that I'm a fast driver. I don't know where they get their stats from, because I've fallen off majorly. And yeah, Portugal is one of my worst tracks in the whole like F1 game. So uh, I think I could be fighting for the win today, but I'm not 100% sure. I also saw that Meshu is racing today, so I'm pretty cooked, if you can say that. So I mean, it's good encouragement for me for them to talk about me that kindly. But I will try to, make their expectation. Uh, I don't know how to say proceed.
Yeah. Well, thank you for the interviews. Very much luck to you for the qualifying session, and we will let you go now. Yeah,
Thank you very much.
yeah. Now let's head on to DMAG. How are you feeling ahead of this qualifying session? How are you feeling ahead of this race? You are the championship leader at the moment.
Yeah, I mean, it's very tense to be leading the championship, especially with a bunch of very quick drivers. I find it just luck. Taking other drivers' disadvantages and taking them as my advantages. Yeah, I think it's just luck half the time. When the fact that I'm leading and the fact that I'm getting wins, every couple of races, it's wild. And if you had asked me at the start of VDRL, I wouldn't have thought I would be getting this close to championship. But yeah, and qualifying is going to be very tense because I haven't done as much practice as I could have wanted to because faulty wheel, faulty setup. But hopefully it's fixed now, and hopefully I'll have a good race.
Yes, and one last question before we let you go for the qualifying session. How do you feel about your pace around this track? Can you take your third win and your second in a row? What do you feel about your pace?
Yeah, my pace is it's not too good, but maybe once again I could take off our drivers' disadvantages and take them as my advantage, and hopefully come out at least on the podium. But yeah,
Yeah, well, thank you for the interview, and I will let you head on and lock in for the qualifying session.
and thank you.
So, I don't see. Oh, actually, I do see Meshu in the call. So, Meshu, can you hear me?
Yes, I can.
So, how are you feeling? You lost the championship lead last race due to a bit of penalties during the race, but how are you feeling heading into this race? What's your pace compared to DMAG and compared to the others? Do you think you can take the win or pole position?
I think the pole could be the only possible thing because my quali pace is like really good in Portugal, but my race pace is not that good because of the grip. But I try to make the best of it, and I think a podium should be possible. But like some drivers like DMAG, Akor, and Boost are gonna be hard to fight against. So yeah, try to make the best of it today.
Yeah, a lot of quick drivers in this race, and yeah, a lot of competition. We'll be hoping to see some hard battles there. And good luck to you. Good luck in the qualifying session, but mostly good luck in the race. And we will let you go and lock in at the moment.
All right, thank you.
Thank you for the interview.
No problem.
Now, it is soon to start the qualifying session. I just need to invite a couple of people to join the lobby and then we can start.
What the?
Yo, who did you join the call, bro? I'm commentating.
Yeah, well, I got an invite. Was I supposed to get it?
No, you weren't.
Ah, okay. I'm gonna leave then.
Wait, I will see if you can join. I don't know yet.
Yes. Should I leave for the moment?
Yes.
Yep.
Oh, unready. What the fuck? Okay. Okay. Let me see. Get everyone can get. Who is this person? Wait. View profile. This person. Um, okay. Okay, let me kick this guy. Okay. Now we will tell everybody to ready up. Okay, now we're going to head underway. Really quick, just a couple seconds here, and the qualifying session will start. Okay, and we are in the session. Everyone is just readying up really quick. Let me check if my headphone. Okay, let's go now for round 5 of VDRL qualifying session. Full grid here. Qualifying session is just about to start in a few moments' time. Will be interesting to see what everyone will be opting for in terms of tires during quali. Will anyone go for a medium to maybe save the softs for the race, since the strategy I have seen is soft medium or medium soft during the race? We will have to see about that. Or will they just stay in the box for a little longer? Now, let's see. Will anyone be going out? As we can see, full grid. I will read out the drivers while no one is setting a lap yet. So in Haas, we have Dom and Barca Boy. In McLaren, we have DMAG and Beeful. In Aston Martin, we have Justin and Reese. In Alpine, we have Berlanas and UK Ethan. In Kicksauber, we have Jablinski and Leston Boy. In Red Bull, we have Zero coming back to VDRL for the first time. So, coming not back, but sorry for that mistake. In Red Bull, we have also Sam. Then in the Ferraris, we have a very strong lineup of Meshu and Boost. In Visa Cash FRB, we have Vasa, Young, Victim. And last but not least, in Mercedes, we have Akehor and Harry. Now, everyone seems to be going out for their laps, so let's head on board with someone and let's change the settings really quick so we can see the map and the telemetry. And the tires, as we can see, some of the drivers are heading out on mediums like I guessed. As we see a yellow flag, what has happened there? I think someone just had a bit of a moment. Yes, Commander has spun, and for some reason something is not working for him. Oh, why is he pressing? Okay, we will have to investigate that after the race, after the qualifying session, as a Sauber just hit into the rear of him. Yeah, we'll have to see about that later. Now let's head on board with the first Aston Martin out on track and the first driver out on track just in. Let's head on board with him. So 80% ERS. Going down the gears, maybe even a bit of impeding happening here, but we'll have to see if the Haas gets out of the way. Down the gears again. Missing the apex a slight bit. Haas seems to be not doing anything to harm him at the moment. We can see a yellow flag in Sector 1. A Haas has gone off. We'll have to see what has happened there, but he seems to be back, so that's good. Now, let's see what the first laps will be, what everyone will be setting. Maybe let's see one of the Ferraris. They are a very strong lineup indeed. Boost. The first Ferrari out on track and the third car out on track. Going to this fast and flowy part of the track. Very complicated track. A lot of direction changes, a lot of elevation changes. He's even maybe catching the Aston Martin ahead, which could harm his lap a little bit. Let's see, maybe a lot of slipstream that he could be gaining here, so maybe not harming his lap, but I have to see what lap does he put down. 118.258. DMAG goes right behind him with a 118.7. Vasa 119.5, as Meshu goes P1 by 1.5 seconds with a 116.7. Very great lap by him. Ferrari 1-2 at the moment. Amazing for them, as we see they are a very strong lineup, as the Red Bull of Sam SK13 separates them with a 117.3. A bit of contact here, don't know what is happening there, but let's see who is finishing their laps now. Jablinski and Berlanas. Berlanas went P3 and Jablinski went P4. Yellow flag. Maybe that's just to let past a car. So let's see one of the Red Bulls of Zero. What is happening for him? into sector 2 here. Now down the gears, up this mountain, and then we're gonna go instantly back down a mountain, and then we're gonna go back up. This is a very complicated track. Now we're gonna go back down, and then we're gonna go back up. So very hard to navigate through this track. Meshu seems to have perfected it so far. We'll have to see what everyone else sets. Akahor and P4 with a 117.6. Now what can the Red Bull driver of Zero do? He's on the medium tires, reserving for Mayan, who has not made it in time for this session. So what lap does he put down with the mediums? A 119.7 in P12. Not the best lap for him, but he is on the mediums. He can definitely improve later on. Now let's see if anyone is on a lap. Sam, the other Red Bull driver, improving on his first lap time. This could be a provisional pole position lap if he nails this final sector that we are gonna head on to soon. Now back up the elevation and back down the elevation. What can he do in the second sector? A 51.8, improving by 1,000 of a second. Now we will have to see what can he do in this final sector, because the lap looked very good on sector 1, but sector 2 put a foot below him, as UK Ethan goes to P2 with the Alpine team with a 117.2. Alpine doing really good at the moment. 2-4 in the positions. Let's see where the Red Bull goes. 2/10 improvement, enough to go up one position back into P2. Meshu still clear of the field. Let's see the gaps. So Meshu 4.5 tenths clear of Sam in P2. Very good by him at the moment. Let's see the other championship contender, D-Mac, who's all the way down in P11, 2 seconds behind Meshu. What can he do? He is on an outlap at the moment, as we see a yellow flag. Can we see what has happened there? Maybe just a person letting the driver through. Seems to be everything okay. Now let's head on board with D-Mag. On his outlap, soon to start his lap. Just letting past some drivers that are on their laps. Not get a impeding penalty, of course. Just letting everyone through, keeping it safe. Tires could be cold after this, but we'll have to see what can he do. Excuse me, just drinking some water since I feel a bit dehydrated at the moment, not commentating the best. But let's see what D-Mac can do on non-ERS at the moment, but he will switch it up to hot lap and get ready for this lap. What can he do? He needs to get some points. Meshu is only 4 points behind him, and he is on provisional pole at the moment. Let's see what D-Mac can do in the first sector. Down to 6th gear, down to 5th gear, as he invalidates the lap. That's not what you want to see if you're D-Mag. Down in P11, 2 seconds off the pace at the moment. We don't know if that was set on a medium or a soft, but either way, that's a lot of a gap. So we'll have to see what he can do in the final runs. Maybe he'll go out for 2 more runs if he has the time. Now, let's see, as the Ferrari of Boost is starting a lap. Let's go on board with him. Down into turn 1. Now into turn 2, very fast corners here. Now onto a very slow corner and going up the hill. A lot of curb taking by him, which was, let's see, a mistake, because he did have a very big slide. He had to counter steer. That would have lost him a lot of time. Let's see what his first sector is gonna be like. I missed it. Sorry, I missed it. He's on sector 2 already. Now let's see what he can do. And UK Ethan, I just noticed, only 3 tenths behind Meshu now in P2 at the moment. Very good for him. And I'm sorry guys if I'm as Boost, yeah, Boost invalidates. Sad. Sorry guys if I'm commentating not the best at the moment, just feeling a bit of a dry mouth, I don't know why, but I'll try my best. Let's see what Meshu is doing, since he is the provisional pole at the moment that he's on a lap. Meshu now up the hill and now down the hill. Let's see what he can do in the second sector. How much is he improving by? If he is improving, he is barely down by about half of a tenth. What can he do? He needs to nail this last sector to improve this lap. A lot of ERS still left to play with. A lot of curb taken there. Going out as wide as you can, using the track to its full capabilities. Now going up the gears with the ERS. Where can he go with this lap as he pits and aborts the lap? Not the best for him, but he is on pole still by 3/10, so we'll have to see what he can do later on in the session. Now, command the bond up on his lap time just marginally. Let's see what he can do here. Finishing the second sector of the track. Very good corner there for him, but still a 10th down on his previous best lap time. As you can see, very competitive here on VDRL. We can see the top 5 to the top 8 separated by only about a 10th or 2. Very close margins here, so just a bit of an improvement as Akahor goes P2, only half a tenth behind him, behind Meshu. This will be putting on the pressure on for Meshu. Meshu will need to improve on his lap here now. We'll have to see what he can do. On an out lap. Most people are just on their out laps now, except Sam, who I think is on a hot lap. So let's head on board with him and maybe even off board with him. Let's see how the car is looking. Is it behaving like he wants it to? Now using his ERS. Not gonna be that much left for the final straight, but we'll see what he can do. Maybe it's just enough. He's using his overtake button through this whole final sector at the moment. Now, where does Sam go? Does he improve his lap, or does he abort like Meshu? No, he's finishing his lap. Where does he go? He is 2/10 down on his personal best. So, track seems to be maybe not getting better at the moment, or people are just not improving. So we'll have to see what they can do in the end of the session. Only 5 minutes left, as we can see. Oh. Okay, guys. Very sorry for this. I just noticed that the stream is black. So, very sorry. I just noticed. And we are back. I think it is good now. Sorry for this. Yeah, just feeling a bit off today. Not the best commentary as well. But stream should be good now. Meshu, as we can see, on an out lap. Is everything working, guys? I think it's working. So, let's see. Meshu starting his lap now. Last lap he did, he aborted. Now this is his final run. He needs to improve here because Akahor is right on his tail. What can he do here? Now into turn 1, into turn 2. Down the gears as he aborts the lap. He invalidates it and aborts it. He is feeling the pressure of Akahor at the moment. Struggling a bit, but he is still on provisional pole. So that first lap was good enough by him. We'll have to see what he can do. Let's see. let's see the other McLaren down in P20 on a lap at the moment, I think, or maybe on an out lap. Let's see what he does here. So, the other McLaren down in P20 when his teammate's in P10. He needs to set a lap here. What can he do here for us? Now, into turn 1. Right on the cusp of track limits into turn 3. Hits the apex almost perfectly. Now, flows out nice and wide. That's exactly how you have to take that corner. Now, going a bit to the side. Maybe the track is more smooth there, as we have seen in this game. In Bahrain, as an example, you have to go next to the pit lane on the main straight, and you'll gain about half a tenth since the track is more smooth there. But let's see what Beefle can do here. Now, up the elevation and down the elevation. Up the gears using the ERS tool. Into the end of the last sector. Where does he go in terms of improving his lap? 1.4 seconds up. That would put him about P14 if I'm not mistaken. So let's see if he can improve even more in this final sector. Missed the apex just a tiny bit. Lap going away from him. But let's see what he can do. This will definitely be still an improvement since his last lap was 3.5 seconds off. Where does he go compared to his teammate? He goes P15 with that lap 2 seconds off of Meshu. Good effort by him, but it won't be enough to scratch into the top 10. Now, let's see. I'm pretty sure Akahor, the person who's in P2 at the moment, is on a lap. Yes, only a 10th down in Sector 2. Let's see. He needs to nail the Sector 3 if he wants to take provisional pole position from Meshu. Where does he go? Up the gears, up the ERS. He needs this lap. Akahor, across the line. Does he improve? He doesn't. 1.5 tenths down. That means Meshu is still on provisional pole position, and Akahor's chances of pole are done here. We'll have to see if anyone else can take it, or can Meshu take it as Boost goes P3. Ferrari 1-3 at the moment. Boost only 1.5 tenths behind Meshu. As Lesson Boy has been giving a 5-place grid penalty due to a collision with Boost. That is probably a game mistake, but we don't know what will happen about that yet. Everyone on their outlaps or improving like Young Victim. Let's see where Young Victim can go. He's getting impeded. That is very bad to see. Or, oh, I am mistaken. He wasn't on a lap. Yeah, just not commentating the best at the moment. But let's see who else is on an outlap. D-Mag, who did take the win last time out. Let's see what can he do. He qualified P4 in Australia. Can he maybe get another P4 here? He needs this. Meshu is only 4 points behind him, and he's on pole position at the moment. Let's see what D-Mag can do. Now using his ERS. Down the gears into turn 1. Hits the apex perfectly. Goes right across on track limits. Perfect by him. Now hits the apex again. Very neat and tight. Let's see what can he do. Goes out just a bit wide there. Maybe not gonna cost him too much time. Where does he go? A bit down on his personal best. Maybe a 10th down. We'll see what he has done. Now, I'm pretty sure Meshu is also on a lap. Let's head on board with him really quick since he is ahead of him on track. Let's see, Meshu, 1.5 tenths up. Meshu could take a stunning pole position here 2 times in a row. Maybe even 3 times in a row, if I'm not mistaken. We'll have to see about the previous quality results. Let's see where Meshu can go. Onto the final corner. Up the gears, up the ERS. Does Meshu go even further and take pole position by 1.5 tenths? Very good by him. Now let's see, where is D-Mag, the other championship protagonist? Where is he? D-Mag has aborted his lap. D-Mag down in P13. That's a horrible qualifying session for him. He will have a lot of places to make up in the race, and not the best result for him. So let's read out The results: Meshu taking pole position by 1.5 tenths to Akahor, and Boost the second Ferrari 3 tenths behind Meshu. Then UK Ethan reserving for Alpine taking P4, Dom in the Haas taking P5, Verlanas taking P6 in the Alpine, good result for Alpine 4-6, then Red Bull in 7, 8, and 8 with Sam SK13 and 0. Young Victim in the sister Red Bull team of VCOB in P9, good, decent qualifying for him. He did take P4 if I'm not mistaken in the race last time for Aston Martin, so we'll have to see what he can do later on in the race. Now let's see the qualifying results fully. So in P10 is Candy Floss in the Williams, Jablinski in P11, P12 is Vasa, P13 DMAG, the championship contender, P14 Commanda, P15 Harry, P16 Barca Boy, P17 the other McLaren of Beefle. Not the best result for McLaren since they are P2 in the Constructors Championship. Now Lesson Boy in P18 with a 5-place group penalty. We'll have to see how that affects him. Reese in P19 and Justalis just in P20 representing the Lithuanians. Exciting qualifying session. Now let's see what can happen in the race. We'll be going underway very quickly. I'm going to drink a bit of water since I'm feeling very dry in my mouth at the moment. So, very sorry guys, if not the best commentary today. I will try better for the next race. So, we're gonna head underway for round 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 red lights, and we go. Either way, Metro has a pretty bad reaction time. Akahor already up the inside, but the Alpine of Verlanas as they go 4 wide into turn 1. Contact there as Meshu keeps the lead. A lot of carnage happening down in the back. UK Ethan up into P2. We saw an incident back there. What has happened there? We need to see the replay of that one. We can't see it at the moment. 2-3 for Alpines. Very good start for them. Akahor down into P5. What has happened there? Now, Boost defending Akahor. As Boost has a big moment, Candy Floss gets a 3-second time penalty for corner cutting. Let's see what's happening in the rear of the field. 3 wide into this corner. Oh, as Boost spins it, and he's down, all the way down into P20. Horrible start for the Ferrari driver. D-Mac up into P7. Amazing start for him, considering he started in P13. Now, let's go up the field. What is happening there as we see an incident? What has happened there? A lot of carnage here. I can't even keep up. D-Mag, I'm pretty sure, had a moment dropping down to P10. Now, let's see what's happening at the upper side of the field. The Alpines and Meshu have pulled away from the Haas of Dom by 2 seconds. This is a very good by them. They need to keep this lead if they want to win. Now, let's see the tire strategies. What is everyone starting tire? Now, a lot of variations, some of them on top, some of them on mediums, as Boost has left the session and retired. Sad race for him. We'll have to see what he can do. Can he bounce back? As the Alpine of UK Ethan goes down the inside of Meshu and takes the lead, but they're still going side by side. Meshu maintains the lead so far. As Lesson Boy gets a 10-second time penalty for speeding. What has happened there? As we can see, it looks like they have crashed. Lesson Boy and Barca Boy. D-Mag up into P9. Young Victim and D-Mag going side by side from what I can see. Let me go and see as D-Mag takes P9. Now, everyone has calmed down a bit except the rear of the field. They are crashing, as we can see, a lot, but we don't know what is happening. We haven't seen it live. Maybe we'll see a clip after the race as they're going side by side in this very quick corner as the Haas spins it and loses about a second of time there. Very bad for him. Now Meshu drops down from the lead. What has happened there? It looks like UK Ethan has overtaken him with the DRS. Since UK Ethan is on the soft compound of tires and Meshu's on the mediums, Meshu will have better tires near the end of the race. We'll have to see what has happened there. Now we can see Agahor dropping down the field. What has happened? Agahor. Something happened to him. Maybe had some contact. Now let's see this amazing battles from Agahor's POV as someone rear ends Agahor. If I can see that, it's B full if I'm not mistaken. Now D-Mag up into P7, amazing start for him, but he is not in contention for the win at this moment since they have pulled away by 4 seconds, Meshu and the Alpines. Very good pace from them so far. They just need to maintain this lead and not gain any track limit penalties. We can see a lot of changing around positions in the rear of the field. Vasa overtaking Reese at the moment. Now let's just be on board. Let's just look at the leaders for the moment. Since I got some complaints last race that yeah, I shouldn't go to the rear of the field when the leaders are fighting. But as you see, UK Ethan takes the fastest lap with an 119.6. He is on the soft compound of tires. They will go away later into this race since they're the softs. Now Zero up into P4 and the Red Bull of Sam in P5. Amazing for the Red Bulls. Zero also on the medium compound of tires. He will have better tires later in the race. Now the field has separated it into a lot of packs. 1, 2, 3, 4, maybe even 5 different packs of everyone as they have just pulled into their own different races. They need to focus on not fighting that much. But we can see Akahor and Yablinski battling in the midfield. But Akahor keeps the place. Now let's see, will Meshu go for a move onto this main straight since he will have the DRS? He goes down the inside of this corner. Actually, he says no, I want that lead here and or never. Now UK Ethan, I'm pretty sure will have the DRS now on Meshu. He's very close behind him. Now UK Ethan, they're going side by side actually, and UK Ethan will have the DRS if I'm not mistaken. Who has the DRS? Let's see, UK Ethan opens the rear wing flap and takes the lead. Now, but can Berlanos go ahead of Meshu? He goes down the inside, but Meshu keeps the place. He backs out of it. So, Meshu, so far, seems to be in very good contention of the win. It doesn't really matter what position you are here now. Meshu is on the mediums. It is very good for him. Now he goes down the inside of UK Ethan. They're going still side by side, but Meshu takes the lead of the race. These Alpines, they want to get that one too, but Meshu's not gonna let them. He's on the mediums, they're on the softs. He seems to have very good race pace at the moment. Can he take the championship lead back after this race? Eustalis gets a 3-second time penalty for multiple warnings in the rear of the field. Now we see a yellow flag there in the rear, but we don't know what has happened there. Everyone seems to be calming down a little bit because they do need to focus on the race, not get damaged. Just nurse the tires home and nurse the tires at least until the pit window, and then they can start battling. But Reese, never mind that, gets a 3-second time penalty for multiple warnings. Now Meshu seems to be taking the next to the pit lane on this main straight. Maybe he's thinking there's less bumps there since it is on a couple of tracks like that, but he keeps the lead for the moment. Now let's see, let's turn this on so we can see everyone's ERS. Meshu on 40% ERS as the Alpine driver in P2, UK Ethan with 70%, and the Alpine driver in P3 with 65%. So now the Red Bulls of Sam, SK13 and Zero. Let's see what is happening there. They're going side by side. Zero overtaking the Haas of Dom. Now, are we seeing any damage for these drivers since we did see a lot of them clashing earlier on in the race? We don't see any damage on the Red Bulls or the Haas. DMAG in P7, he needs to get into the DRS of the Haas. We see a yellow flag for DMAG's teammate Beeful. Maybe he went a bit slow off track and had a moment. Now he is a lot by 2 seconds behind Commander in P13. Will be hard to get him points. He will need to get a good tire strategy. Now, let's go to the front of the field where Meshu has pulled an amazing 9/10 gap with the medium tires. It seems that the soft tires are falling off a bit now, since the Alpines are struggling to keep up with him. They need to stay in this DRS or they won't be in contention for the win at all. Meshu is controlling this race by far so far. Now, everyone's, as you can see in the track map on the bottom right, is separated by a lot. So no one seems to be battling at the moment except Young Victim and Harry, which we have just seen switching positions. Let's see what has happened there. They're just battling. We couldn't quite catch that on camera. Harry gets 3-second time penalty for multiple warnings. A lot of people struggling on track limits for the moment, including Berlanas in P3. That will hurt his chances of getting a P2, maybe a P1 here. Maybe he has the P3 in the bag so far because the Red Bulls are 5 seconds behind him. Now let's see. Maybe one of the Alpines will go for a move on the main straight. As we can see, Leston Boy boxing to the hard compound of tires. Not the preferred strategy here, but maybe we'll see what he can do later. He is the first of the drivers to change his tires, going for a very big undercut. Now Meshu has pulled an amazing gap of 1.2 seconds. I'm pretty sure he's out of the DRS and he's just in a world of his own at the moment, as Berlanas and UK Ethan fighting back here. They're side by side going through these corners, still side by side, but UK Ethan goes ahead of his teammate. This is not what they want to see. Their teammates, why are they battling when they're going right out of the DRS of Meshu? Now, getting a bit of squeezed, Berlanas, UK Ethan squeezes him a little bit. Red Bull's also behind them, battling a lot. So, at least good that the Red Bulls aren't catching them, as we see a yellow flag in the back. Williams has had a moment there, dropping down the field. Now, another yellow flag. What has happened there? Now, Akahor getting overtaken by DMAG. What has happened to him? DMAG starting all the way down in P13. Akahor, if I'm not mistaken, is starting maybe P4. Definitely in the top 5. So, not the best race for him so far. But let's see what DMAG can do. He's 2 seconds behind Dom in the house, as the Akahor has a big moment and goes off track. He spins. And what has happened there? He seems to be struggling a lot on this medium. No. Wait. Is this not Akor? I'm very mistaken, guys. This is Harry in P14 in the Mercedes. Yeah, just I'm not keeping up for some reason, guys. Very sorry for this. Oh, as we can see, into the wall. What has happened there? Virtual safety car. This. I have no words to express this. They just pushed each other into the wall as Commander gets a 10-second time penalty for speeding in the pit lane. This is very bad for these drivers. I don't know what has happened there. We'll have to see with the stewards after the race. But this has been a very bad accident. Now, this will be helping the Alpines if they decide to pit. But I'm pretty sure no one will decide to pit, since the virtual safety car will go out very soon. Now, I'm sorry for that mistake, mistaking Akahor and Harry, his teammate. Here is Akahor. He hasn't had a moment. He hasn't gone off on this part of the track. Now, we can see, I'm pretty sure Lipo in P6 getting a drive-through penalty. Not the best for him. Now, Meshu, a 1.8 second lead to Berlanas, as UK Ethan in the Alpine boxes. We have seen him struggling on those softs since Meshu has pulled a big gap. He will be going for an undercut. Well, let's see, can he take the lead after this pit stop? Now he has engaged everyone to start pitting. As we can see, the Haas also pitting, the Williams pitting, Young Victim pitting. A lot of drivers are opting to go into the pits at the moment. Now, let's see this fight with Akohor and D-Meg. Akohor has a big moment, but he does have the DRS. He's using the ERS. D-Meg defends the inside. Akohor trying to go around the outside. He has the better momentum. He's gonna be using the ERS, and he goes past D-Meg from what I see to go up into P5 on track, but it will be a provisional P7 since a lot of drivers ahead of him have pitted. So, let's see. Zero in the Red Bull on the medium compound of tires in P4. Will he attack his teammate down the main straight? He does have the better tires now. The softs have fallen off. He has the ultimate ERS. What can he do here? Can he overtake him going into turn 1, or will he stay back and go and attack him going into the second sector? He looks like he's staying back, doesn't want to battle at the moment. We see a couple of position swaps in the rear, as some drivers are opting to go for the hards, which not the best strategy, but we'll have to see how that works out for them. Jablinski gets a 10-second time penalty for speeding in the pit lane. Yeah, that has caught out quite a lot of drivers. If I'm not mistaken, 3 or 4 drivers now. Let's see how many penalties everyone has. As we can see, Jablinski in P12 with a 16-second time penalty. Not good for him. Beefle up into P9 in the McLaren so far in the points, but a lot of drivers have pitted. We need to remember that. Maybe he's going for a very aggressive overcut. We'll have to see how that works out for him in the next 22 and a half laps. Now D-Mac gets a 3-second time penalty for multiple warnings. That is very bad for him. And he's also dropped out of the DRS of Akohor in front. This is going to be hurting him a lot, since Meshu is in the lead of this race. And if the race finishes like this, Meshu will be in the amazing lead in the championship, probably by about 15 points even. I don't know the maths exactly, but Meshu is looking very good at the moment. Seems to be a dry race, but I did see some clouds on the other side of the track. Yeah, as we see some clouds, maybe it will be a bit wet in the end, but the drivers should know that. I don't know. I don't have the forecast at the moment. Now, no one really fighting. Everyone just not really in DRS of each other except Harry Lipo, Barca Boy, and Candy Floss, and the driver we're on board with, Zero and Sam. Now, Harry and Jablinski fighting a bit in the midfield. As we see a yellow flag, they're just lapping a car just in, who's in P17 at the moment. Now, Zero going up the gears, down the gears, going onto the straight. He has the ERS. He's gonna have the DRS. Will he go for a move, or is he just trying to tire save? But he's very close. Do we think Zero will go for a move down the inside, round the outside on his teammate? Let's see what happens here. He has the DRS. He's using ERS. Will he go for a move? He's gaining, and he sweeps past him to get P2 on track at the moment. As we see, the Alpine has pitted. So, Zero in P2. 8 seconds behind Meshu in P1 at the moment, who's controlling this race by a big margin. As we see the Alpines battling. Let's see what is happening here. D-Mag and Beefle right next to each other on the timing boards, but 13 seconds apart on the actual time. So Jablinski up into P10 ahead of Beefle. Beefle needs to score points here. Ferrari are scoring 25 points at the moment, maybe even 26 if Meshu gets the fastest lap. And McLaren, they're looking to score 2 points this race. This is looking very bad for McLaren in the Constructors' Championship, but Ferrari have a big smile on their face at the moment. I just know that. Now, a lot of battling in the rear, but I just always can't quite catch it. Now, let's see. Going side by side into this corner, going around the inside. And what a switchback by the Haas driver, squeezing a bit the Williams and going ahead of him on track. Now, we see a yellow flag for the Aston Martin driver, who is struggling a bit this race, down in P17 with wing damage. So, yeah. There have been rumors that this driver wants to retire since not the best pace for him. He doesn't feel confident. We'll see if he's still here next race. Let's hope he is. As we see, Lipo has retired from this session. What has happened there? We don't know. Let's see if we can find him. He's in the pit lane. So, something has happened. But D-Mag behind Yabelinski, who has a 16-second time penalty. D-Mag needs to get past him. D-Mag just not on the pace so far this race. He was having some wheel issues earlier this morning. But yeah, just struggling a bit this race. But Meshu, his rival, seems to be having the race of his life in P1, extending his stint by a lot. 9 seconds in the lead of Zero, whose tires should be better. Zero is on the medium compound of tires. Meshu, he's on the medium too. Excuse me. Yeah, just getting a bit confused. Bifo gets a 3-second time penalty for speeding in. I'm really sorry, everyone who's watching this commentary. I'm not commentating the best at the moment. Yeah, just struggling, but everyone is separated by a lot at the moment. Yeah, heading on board with Meshu in P1. Will he pit this lap? Probably not, since the preferred strategy is mediums to softs. Yeah, no one really battling at the moment. You can see D-Mac here on your screen down in P8. Very bad for him at the moment. But we see the Alpines, P4 and P4 and P9. So the Alpine in P4 of Berlanas, he has got a big undercut to Akahor, 2-0, to Meshu. We'll have to see where they come out in terms of him. Now let's see the gap to the leader, as Berlanas on the newer tires gets ahead of Akahor, who has went into the pits to change his tires. Now the gap to the leader for Berlanas is 26 seconds. I don't know exactly how much you lose in the pit lane on this track, but for the sake of Berlanas, let's hope it's 25 seconds so he can catch up. As the McLaren goes down the inside, D-Mag goes down the inside of Akahor, who just came out of the pits. They're going still side by side to this very fast quarter. Let's go on board with D-Mag. They're still going side by side. D-Mag will be around the outside, and D-Mag go slower to go down the inside of Akahor. This is very hard racing. Now, they're still side by side. D-Mag maybe backing out, but no, he looks like he's still there. But Akahor just pulls ahead slightly as D-Mag goes down the inside of Akahor. Amazing battling here, still side by side through these fast corners. This is a very clean battle. Now Akahor just squeezes up his man as D-Mag goes down the inside again. This is a very good battle by the two of them, as D-Mag now squeezes past Akahor. Akahor opting to stay back at the moment. He sees D-Mag wants to battle a lot. Akahor is on cold tires. He just came out of the pit lane, remember, and he's on the hards. Now, will Akahor go for a move, since he will have the DRS down the main straight? Let's head on board with him. He's going to be using the DRS. Maybe using the ERS, or maybe he won't even need it. He gets past D-Mag, down into turn 1, up into P7. So Meshu still in the lead by 9 seconds to 0 in P2 and 24.5 seconds to Berlanas in P3, who has already changed his tires. Sam in P5 and Vasa in P4. I'm not sure if they have changed their tires. Let's see what tires everyone is on. So, Meshu on 17 lap old medium, 0 on 16 lap old medium, since he has pitted to change his tires. 0 opting to pit earlier than Meshu, maybe an undercut involved there to the hards. Yeah, we'll have to see how that works out for him. Hards we have seen not the best tires so far, as we see as we're on board with Hayford, who has just had a very big moment on these hards. Now 0 dropping down positions, he will be exiting the pit lane now, just behind his teammate and behind the sister team B-Carb, who hasn't pitted yet. He will be holding them up a little bit, but he doesn't have to let them pass. He's still fighting on track. Let's see what is happening there. As we can see a big lunge from D-Mag, just as we wanted to see the Red Bulls ahead. D-Mag is getting aggressive here again. Let's see this battle from D-Mag and Akahor, as we see the Alpine also joining by. They're going 3 wide here, fully side by side, 3 cars here. Akahor pulls ahead above of them. Let's see D-Mag's POV of this. He's going side by side with the Alpine. Now he's braking late. They're going still fully side by side to this slow corner. Now gonna be going through this fast corner. D-Mag using his ERS to stay side by side, but he's not there. Will he go down the inside? No, he goes around the outside. Brakes very late. It doesn't really work out for him. Now, will he go down the inside here, or will he stay back? He's going down the inside, but he backs out of it in the last moment. Now he will have the DRS on this long main straight. He will have the ERS. Let's see what can D-Mag do. Can he try to overtake excuse me, UK Ethan or Akahor? As on the topic of Berlanas, he's in P2, only 23 seconds behind Meshu with that undercut. We'll have to see where Meshu comes out in terms of him, but Meshu will have a very big tire advantage. Now, D-Mag staying back a bit, doesn't have quite the speed, just saving his ERS for the moment. Let's see what can he do into these next few corners. He will have the DRS here. Now, let's see the driver in front. Will he go down the inside of Akahor? They go side by side. He brakes very late, and he takes P7 from Akahor. Very tidy move from him. D-Mag just observing this, staying back. We see young Victim in P15 who has DNF from the race. Sad to see for the V-Carbs. Yeah, but Vasa still going strong in P4, going for a big overcut. Now, we see the leader of Meshu, Pit. Let's see where he will come out. Let's go on board with him. Berlanas takes the lead with that undercut over Meshu, but Meshu, he's on the soft compound of tires. 2.5 seconds with the softs to 7 lap old mediums. That would be light work, as we see a yellow flag for a Williams in the rear of the field. We see, I don't know what has happened there exactly, but seems everything is okay for the moment. As we see Gestalis here, he's ghosting since he's a lapped car, down in P15, not doing the best this race. But Meshu already gained half a second to Berlanas, who's in P1 at the moment. But yeah, even Meshu, if he doesn't catch Berlanas, which I doubt he won't, Berlanas has a penalty. So Meshu seems to be in prime contention to win this race by a big margin. We see the lapped car of Gestalis. He's just letting Meshu go past there. Now, Meshu almost already in the DRS after being 2.5 seconds back just a lap ago. Now he will be heading on to this first sector, maybe even getting into the DRS for this next short straight, but still a DRS straight. Berlanas gets another 3-second time penalty. That will be hurting his chances a lot. As we see Vasa, the sister Red Bull team, boxing to change his tires. Now, Meshu has got the DRS. He's got 60% of battery left. You can see how much he's gaining on the braking. Let's see what is happening there. As we see a lot of yellow flags in Sector 2. In Sector 1, we don't know what's happening there, but not a safety car yet. So, let's go on with the race. Now, Meshu, only 3 tenths behind Berlanas. A lot of ERS to play with here. Will he try to go for a move, or will he stay back and go and overtake him with the DRS? He has a big tire advantage, so I'm sure he will have no problem pulling away. Now Meshu, very strong race for him so far. We see a yellow flag in the back for the Williams of Candy Floss. Now, Meshu, using the ERS, using the DRS, with the fastest lap of 119.0, getting past Berlanas, taking the lead with these new soft tires, and now he is on pace to win this race by a big margin after penalties. That will be quite a margin. As you can see, he already pulled 7 tenths of a gap just in the first sector. These new softs seems to be doing him very well. Only 11 laps left now. He does have the fastest lap also. This will be 26 points heading towards him. And if my calculations are correct, that would be about a 20 points lead in the Drivers' Championship after this race from D-Mac, who's all the way down in P8. And he's got Vasa behind him on new softs. So D-Mac, just not his day so far. We'll have to see if he can make up some more positions later in the race. Of course, still a long time to go. This is only 2/3 of the race done. So still a lot of positions can change. Now, let's see the gap of the interval so we can see if anyone is in the DRS. Now Meshu says another fastest lap, a 118.1. That's faster than some drivers did in qualifying. Meshu is pushing as hard as he can at the moment. Very good stuff by him. Now we can see nobody is in the DRS of anyone right now. So we have some time to chill out, talk about the drivers. We can see in the tracker, in the map, in the bottom right of your screens, we can see that, yeah, everyone is separated by a lot. So, do we think anyone is gonna still change positions here? Because everyone has changed their tires. Yeah, Meshu, in just short of 2 laps, has pulled a 4-second gap to Berlanas in P2. Meshu, if he keeps this pace up, he could win by a lot. That's what I'm trying to say. But it doesn't matter if you win by 1,000 or you win by 5 laps. You're still gonna be going to get the same amount of points. So, yeah, just nothing happening at the moment. Yeah. Now maybe let's check the YouTube chat. Maybe someone is talking. Because, yeah, I need something to talk about. So, yeah. well, we will have some post-race interviews, but still a long way to go until that. Now, the closest gap to anyone at the moment is 2.2 seconds Yablinski to 0, and we don't think he's going to be catching him since he's on older tires, so yeah, just everyone chilling at the moment, minding their own race. Yeah. As we see, Leston Boy in P14 has retired from the race. Yeah, a lot of retirees this race. We see a yellow flag in Sector 1 for the Sauber, which I'm pretty sure this is the game. For some reason, his AI forcing him back out on track. Just a bit of a glitch in the game, but everything's good. No actual cautions. So, yeah. McLaren, yeah, losing a lot of points to Ferrari. 22 points to be exact. They're already 20 points behind. So that would be a 42-point gap. Ferrari in the championship lead to McLaren. This is looking for a dominant season for Ferrari in the constructors and in the drivers so far. Remember, there's still 3 rounds to go after this one, so still a lot of chances for the McLarens or for anyone else to come back. But yeah, this race seems to be dominated by none other than Meshu. His teammate DNFing in the early stages of the race. It could have been an even better result for Ferrari. McLaren should be at least happy about that. That boost did DNF on the first lap, if I'm not mistaken. As we see, Beefle gets a 3-second time penalty for multiple warnings. Now let's see if the penalties will the positions change a lot in terms of penalties or not that much. Let's see. So Berlanos has a 6-second time penalty in P2. Won't change. Yablinski 19-second time penalty. That will put up UK Ethan, Akahor, and DMAG, if I'm not mistaken, maybe even Vasa. So yeah, Yablinski will be dropping down at least to P8 at this point. Yeah. DMAG, 3-second time penalty won't bother him too much because everyone behind him has time penalties. Vasa with a 6-second, Harry with a 3-second, Barca Boy with a 3-second, and Beefle and Infinity Candy Floss both with 12-second time penalties. So, yeah. Let's head on board with the race leader since he's most likely the fastest out on track at the moment. Let's see what he's doing. Probably just managing his soft tires at the moment. Bringing the win home. So, most likely now, the race result will be Meshu in P1, Berlanas in P2, and the Red Bull of Sam in P3. So, yeah. Good, actually, very good race for the Red Bulls in P3 and P4 at the moment. They are P3 in the Constructors' Championship, so that will help them maybe even get past McLaren. Yeah. Let me calculate this. So, yeah, they will get past McLaren. in the Constructor Championship. They will be gaining how many points from this? 27 points, more than Meshu actually. So they will be gaining on Ferrari. They will be only maybe 18 points if I'm not mistaken. No, actually no. They will be. So if they gain 27, they will be 87. Okay, yeah, they will be like 40 points behind Ferrari or 30, and they will be in P2. So yeah, very bad day for McLaren's. Red Bull should be happy with what they've done so far. Just didn't quite have the pace from what we saw to fight for the win, but a nice podium. Good result for them. Zero, of course, debuting for Red Bull as a reserve. P4, amazing results for him. Akahor in P7, debuting for McLaren, not as a reserve, as a full-time driver. So it's a pretty good result. A lot of people are expecting him to be very fast. So he was pretty quick, just not quick enough at the moment. These drivers are showing that they got what it takes, and yeah. A lot of people were confident going into this track, and we can see a lot of people that normally wouldn't be up there are up there, because D-Mag, who won last race, all the way down in P8. How quick everything can change. Yeah. So we see UK Ethan closing down the gap to the Kick Sauber in P5. Let's head on board with UK Ethan. Let's see if he can get into the DRS and maybe provide us some action out on track. So, UK Ethan in the DRS now, but he barely has any ERS left, trying to squeeze what's left out of the tank to stay in that DRS now. Let's see how much ERS Jablinski in P5 on track at the moment has. Almost 80% ERS, so that's a lot, but UK Ethan is in the DRS. Let's see, will he have enough speed to go for a move in this next lap? So, going through a lapped car. As we can see. Now, staying back for the moment, but that laps car is throwing the Kicksauber Wibinski off a bit. The laps car is Infinity Candy Floss down and dead last of the people who are finishing this race at the moment. Now only 2 laps left, 2.5 laps left for this race, and this is the only battle on track we're seeing at the moment, except Vasa maybe catching up to D-Mag, only 1.3 seconds back. We'll have to see what happens there. Now, can UK Ethan go for a move on Jablinski onto this main straight? He has a bit more ERS than he had last time. Now up the gears, he will have the DRS. He's draining his battery as much as he can, using the DRS and going past Jablinski on track. Doesn't need to do it in penalties, but maybe Jablinski will have something to say about that. Maybe he will go back past. He will have the DRS on this next straight very soon. He is staying back for the moment, the kick Sauber driver. Now, this is the penultimate lap. Messi will very soon be starting the final lap of this race. So, excuse me, I am back. So, now, Messi, let's head on board with the championship leader after this race. On the final lap of VDRL Tier 2, Round 5. Now, if I'm not mistaken, he is lapping D-Max teammate, almost lapping D-Max teammate Beeful down in P12. So, Meshu, amazing race by him. After penalties, he will be winning this by about 16 seconds. This is a masterclass drive from Meshu here, as we see him heading on to the final sector of the track, going up the gears, up the elevation, now down the gears to the final straight, the final couple of corners to finish this stint and to regain the championship lead. Meshu going on to the final straight, going to win VDRL Season 3 Tier 2 Round 5. Meshu, your winner of this race. Amazing result by him. Now Berlamas just crossing over the line to finish in P2. 15.5 seconds behind Meshu. Amazing result by Meshu and proving against that he is championship contention and definitely championship worthy driver. Sam in the Red Bull crossing the line in P3. Now 0 in the other Red Bull in P4. UK Ethan in the Alpine reserving for Alpine in P5. Jablinski in P6. He will be dropping down to his 19-second off time penalties. Maybe it will be removed. Any of these penalties could be removed if they report it with the correct evidence. Jablinski dropping down to P7 since Agahor finishes P6. DMAC finishing in P8, only 4 tenths behind Jablinski. Barely behind him, but it just wasn't enough. Vasa in P9, Harry in P10, Barca Boy in P11, Beeful in P12, and in P13 we have Infinity Canvey DeVos in the Williams. He's the last of the finishers this race. Now we'll be heading on to the post-race interviews after we see this little podium celebration in game. Yes, as we see the Ferrari man posing as Superman. From what I see, the Swiss winning in VDRL round 5. He didn't expect this result, but he got it. Amazing result by him, spraying the invisible champagne and celebrating with his engineer. So, let's head on to the post-race interviews. I will be asking everyone to join for the interviews now. Just waiting for the winner to join the voice chat. So, Meshu, do you hear me?
Yeah.
So, amazing race by you after penalties, winning by 15 seconds. What are your thoughts after this race? Taking pole position by 1.5 tenths and then winning the race.
I did not expect that, to be fair. But yeah, everything was clean. I did no mistakes. Everything happened how I wanted, besides the strategy, because I wanted to pit for hards, but I saw that the mediums are really good, so I did like 20 laps and went on to softs later on. And yeah, I think that was a really good race for me, my opinion.
Yes, and we saw you working a bit with the Alpines, and then after your tires were just better since you were starting on the mediums, and you pulled away with very big gap by the win. So, what do you think going on to the next race? You will be the championship leader by about 20 points, if I'm not mistaken, going on to Bahrain, which will be a sprint race. Are you feeling confident going on to that track?
I'm probably gonna get the quali ban, so I think it's gonna be a hard and tough race to do, and Bahrain is not the best track for me. So yeah, I try to do the best of it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, congrats on the race win, and we will be heading on to the P2 finisher of Berlanas in the Alpine. Can you hear me?
Yeah,
Amazing result from you, taking podiums. Your third podium, if I'm not mistaken, maybe your second. How do you feel was the race? You were battling a bit with Meshu at one point for the win, but just the track limit penalties and screwed you over a bit. So, how do you feel after that race?
yeah, I did a good start. I started P6 and I got a race start. I put P3 in the 5 corn, and yeah, with soft I have a good pace and a good battle with my teammate, but he think he do a bad movement that angry me, and I think the karma actuate, putting a drive through for him. And then yeah, with medium I have another good pace, but Messi was with soft and I can't catch him.
Yeah. Well, either way, amazing result from you. P2, a podium. Uh, Another podium to add to your collection, and I hope we can see you back at the front for Bahrain. Maybe you'll even have a chance to win, since Meshu is saying he will most likely get a quali ban. So, congrats on the P2.
Thank you.
And now we will be heading on to Sam if he is here. Can you hear me, Sam, in the Red Bull?
Yeah.
So, how do you feel was that race? A bit struggling at the start, pulling a big gap from you, the Alpines and Meshu. How was the race overall? And just give us your thoughts.
I thought I'd done pretty good in the pretty bad in the qualifying. I got P7, and then I saw like I think I got dive bombed by someone on like the second lap, and I think it was D-Mag, and he spun himself out, and then I done pretty well to get up to P3. Yeah.
Yeah, well, amazing result from you. A podium once again. You did win the sprint race in round one. So, getting back to pace a bit, and yeah, hope you can come back even stronger in Bahrain. Maybe even fight for the win. Congrats on the P3.
Thanks.
Now, heading on to Zero, his maiden race in VDRL, reserving for Red Bull. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can. Hello,
So,
hello.
so how do you feel after the race, taking a P4 just behind your teammate who took a podium? Well, how did you feel about your pace and just overall? Give us your thoughts.
To begin with, qualifying wasn't ideal because my game froze like 3 times on the first lap, and then it crashed in the pit lane. So I only had about one push lap to do. So yeah, I couldn't extract all my pace in qualifying because if I go over track limits, I'm fucked. Then later when race started, I got hit like 3 or 4 times in the first lap, so I went down a bit in the order. But yeah, then pace just was good on the mediums. Then when I switched over to hards, it felt like driving on ice. It was very understeery, so I felt like I only had pace on the hards in the like last 2 laps of the race.
Yeah, maybe tire strategy a bit messing you over, since the better strategy was most likely a medium to soft or a soft to medium, but still amazing
Yeah.
result for debut. A P4. Congrats on the result, and do you have
Thank you.
any last words?
D-Max washed.
Okay, thank you for those words, and we will be heading on to the P5 finisher of UK, Ethan, if he is here. As I can see at the moment, he is not here. So we will be heading on to Ekahor in P6 on his debut for Mercedes. Do you hear me?
Yes, I hear you, Kota.
So how do you feel after that race? Yeah, just not having that as much pace as a lot of people expected you, but still a P6, pretty good result. So how do you feel?
Yeah, I mean, the quali was not bad at all. I was only 1.5 tenths, I think, away from Meshu. So it was not bad. And then just in the start, I was just like an open lobby or something because, like, I don't know. A lot of people pushed me off the track and bumped into me. So yeah, I mean, it was not the ideal start, but I fought my way back to P6. I would like more, like not that a more clean racing next uh, race maybe. I have hope in Bahrain. I'm not that bad at Bahrain, but yeah, we'll see. And it was a alright race for the first time back in F1. So
Yeah, well, decent result. A P6, maybe a bit of incidents with you. The stewards will have their word on that after the race. And yeah, congrats on the P6, and we'll hope to see you back and better in Bahrain.
yeah, thank you.
Yep. Now we will be heading on to Yablinski if he is here at the moment. I don't know if Yablinski is here. I think he is not. So, we'll be going on to DMAC, finishing P8 after penalties, only 4 tenths behind Yablinski, just a little bit needed to get that P7, but still, some points. Just, do you hear me, DMAC?
Yeah.
Yeah, just didn't have the pace in qualifying in P13, but good comeback to finish P8. How are you feeling after this race?
Yeah, I mean, not the best track for me, Portugal, but yeah, I'm happy with at least getting some points. And I'm gonna mention out to Bifo. He drove a good race as well himself. So not the points for him, but as well, yeah, a good result to actually finish the race for both of us. Especially starting low down. The fact that it was also a full grid of 20 people. I don't think I did that bad. Once again, also kind of relying on people's mistakes and taking them as my advantage. As I've said many times, but just still not my day. But we'll take a couple of points. I think it's 4 points, but yeah.
Yeah, well, you'll be about 20 points behind Meshu after this. A long way, still 3 rounds left. You'll have to carve those points back and come back stronger next race. So let's hope you can fix your pace, and let's hope you will be even quicker for Bahrain.
Yeah.
Yeah. thank you for the interview, and we will be heading on to Vasa in the V Carb, finishing P9. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
So, how do you feel after the race? A points finish. You did DNF last race, if I'm not mistaken, also in P9. So, yeah, how do you feel?
I mean, quali wasn't the best. Then I spun in lap 1 and then got taken out in lap 2 and come back to P9. So I take it from P12 to P20 to P9.
Yeah, well, good race from what I can hear. But how do you feel heading on to Bahrain next week? Do you think you can have even better pace there?
Hopefully.
Yeah, well, we'll have to see about that. Massive luck to you for next race, and yeah, we'll see you there hopefully.
Thanks.
So, heading on to Harry, if he is here. If I'm not mistaken, he is not here at the moment. Barca boy finishing P11 after penalties, if I'm not mistaken, P11. So, how do you feel after the race? Just missing out on points. If you can hear me.
Yeah, I can hear you. I don't really think I deserved to miss out on points because I had more than 5 instances with people just taking me out and they got sent to the back of the grid multiple times. You know, and the tires were awful at the end. 3 of my tires were over 50% just from being spun out. So I think I got really unfortunate. I think I will get P10 because the P10 finisher took me out a lot of times, so he may get penalties from that. So
Yeah,
don't
we'll
think I
have
did
to
too
see.
bad with my pace.
Yeah, we'll have to see what the stewards think about that. And yeah, well, you had an all right race. Let's hope to see you even stronger for Bahrain. Are you feeling confident for Bahrain, or maybe not the better track?
Yeah, I think I'm pretty good at Bahrain, so I can hope maybe get top 5 finish like in Australia and see what happens.
Yeah. Well, let's hope you can get that top 5 finish. And yeah, congrats on P11, maybe P10. We'll have to see after the race. And yeah, thank you for the interview. So, now we're going to be talking with the P12 finisher of Beefle in the McLaren. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can.
So, how do you feel after the race? Missing out on points by 2 positions. Yeah, just quite didn't have that pace for points. Maybe you had a bit of incidents we didn't see on the live stream, but just tell us your thoughts on the race.
Yeah, I think tire wear was one of my main problems just throughout that race there. Just was dropping just time on even Barca Boy when I was battling him for P11, I think it was. I was just dropping time on tire wear, but track limits were another problem. But I think on the next race I'll probably just be again just probably more careful, but just missing out points. It was just unlucky, I think.
Yeah, so we'll have to see what you can do next race. Of course, in Bahrain for a sprint race next time. So even if you do not the best in the sprint, you can come back in the main race. Are you feeling confident heading into Bahrain?
Yeah, feeling quite confident. Brain always has been probably one of my just rather stronger tracks. I think I might be more likely to get into the points for Bahrain. Not missing out like today.
Yeah. Well, let's hope you can get into the points. McLaren are in the Constructors' Championship fight, but after this race result from Red Bull, I think you guys will be dropping down to P3 in the Constructors' Championship. So, yeah, we'll have to see. You will hopefully score some points for McLaren next race, and thank you for the interview. So, now, I see Yablinski has joined the call now in P7. Can we talk to you? Can you hear me?
Hello.
Yep. So you weren't in the call before, but now you're here. You had 19 seconds of penalties. Can you explain what has happened there?
Yeah, it was just, I guess, got a bit unlucky in the pits. I went at 81 kilometers per hour, which is just shy of kind of the pit speed limit. I got unlucky with that. It was just my error. For the other ones, I was getting a bit off track on some of the turns, mainly going into say turn one and going into turn two. That was kind of an issue for me at least. That's about it for all the penalties. Then.
Yeah, well, finishing at least in a respectable P7, barely getting that P7. DMAG only 4 tenths behind you after penalties, but you had pretty good pace. So let's hope you come back stronger in Bahrain. Don't get a speeding penalty, and good luck for that.
Thank you.
Thank you for the interview. Now, let's see here. UK Ethan in P5. Can you hear me?
Yeah, hello.
Yes. Hello. So you finished P5. You were battling even for the win at one point. Tell us your perspective in the race.
Well, I mean, I was battling for the win, maybe for a podium, a P2. Me and my teammate could have caught up to him, but then I got a unfortunate drive-through penalty. But if I didn't get that, I think I probably would be fighting for the win.
Yeah, well, drive-through penalty. I'm guessing through the virtual safety car. Unlucky,
Yeah, it was.
but still, with a drive-through, getting P5, very great pace from you, and definitely deserve P5. Hopefully, you can come back stronger in Bahrain. Are you feeling confident heading into the sprint race?
Yeah, Bahrain's one of my stronger tracks, I'd say. So hopefully, going to be fighting for the win.
Yes. Well, if Bahrain is one of your stronger tracks and you were doing pretty good here, let's hope we can see you at the front of the grid for the next round. And thank you for the interview.
Cheers.
Now let's head on to Justin in P14. Did not finish the race. Is he here?
Yep.
Okay, well, Justin is not here, so we're gonna interview you, just Alice in P15.
Yeah.
So how do you feel after that race? Did not finish the race. What has happened there?
Oh, well, I'm feeling awful, and I was maybe I'm not feeling confident, so I just had to retire from the race, I guess, like because I knew that I couldn't finish it.
Yeah, well, we saw you struggling all race for pace. You were getting lapped a lot of times, but yeah, we're a couple of rumors of you retiring, but we'll have to see about that. And before I let you go, a couple words in your language.
Um, I don't know what to say. There's no capacity, there's no stream.
Well, okay. Thank you for the interview, and we'll be heading on to young victim, Sir Oscar Piastri. Can you hear me?
Bonjour.
So, did not finish the race down in P16. What happened there?
I don't know. I just went quick. I got bullied.
Yeah, well, not the result you wanted. Probably, yeah, just wasn't quick from your own words, but how are you feeling heading into the sprint?
I'm not very confident.
No?
No confidence.
Well, let's hope you can raise that confidence before the sprint. You still have a week to practice, and yeah, well, good luck. Thank you for the interview. So, if I'm not mistaken, that is everyone. So we will be wrapping video round 5 of season 3 tier 2 up. Of course, there will be some stewarding decisions after. So if you want to see that, please join the server and you'll see the incident verdicts. And thank you for watching. And